Hello and welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Lorena. So today we're going to do something that I really need to do because I need to know. I need to know so that I can sort things out. And that is, we are going to go through all of my physical TBR. I need to know how many are on there because I need to know how many books I probably should be reading, getting through, trying to get them off that list. Yeah, I don't know what the number is currently. A little bit scared to find out. I am gonna like count them all and like bring them down. I'm gonna guess it's a lot. I'm gonna guess it's a lot. It's a big number, and that means that I'm not going to be speaking about them a lot. I'm just going to be kind of saying the title. Maybe I'll say a quick couple of things. But yeah, because it's going to be a lot, and otherwise this will be a really long video. I know I have a lot of books on my Kindle. I don't look at the number of unread. I just block that out of my eye line. But I know that's probably a big number, and we probably should do that at some point as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Leave a comment. But yeah, I'm gonna start pulling down these books that I unread books, and let's see how much they are and what kind of numbers we've got. There's a lot. I've not counted them yet, but as you can see, they're piling up. They're piling up. So you can see there's already piles up here. So I've not actually pulled them all off the shelf yet, but I have counted the remaining ones and these ones, and there's 51. We have 51 unread books on my TBR. So I'm not going to talk a lot. It's going to be titles, showing you books, and yeah, let's get through all 51 of these. First up, A Little Life, all over BookTube. I've had this on my shelf for years. I haven't got to it yet. I know that it's very sad. People cry a lot when they read it, and I know I need to wait and read it at the right time. So this is not one that I'm going to try and get off my TBR as soon as possible. I just need to be in the right frame of mind. Where to start? Where to start? Okay, next up I have Shantaram by Gregory David Roberts. I've had this on my TBR for a while. This was featured in my Intimidating TBR if you want to hear me speak about it. Then, next three is from the Millennium Trilogy. Wow, why can't I say that? Let me sit back a little bit. Yes, so thrillers, Swedish thrillers. Lots of people have read these. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire, and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. And yeah, I haven't gotten to them yet, but I want to pick up at least the first one this year. Then we have The Time Traveler's Wife. Again, I've had this on my TBR for a good 5 years. Then we have The King's Maker's Daughter by Philippa Gregory. As you can see, I got it in the Works 3 for 5 deal. I've had this for a while. I have read the other ones, I think of them on Kindle, but honestly I've kind of forgotten the whole story, which means I'm gonna have to like reread them. So this will be on my TBR still for a while. Then we have Sarah Waters' Fingersmith, historical fiction set in Victorian times, I believe. I have not had this. I've had this on my TBR for a couple of years. It's not as bad as the other ones. Then we have Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and this is the first in her series of autobiographies. So she split her story up into different books. So I've still got to get to this. It's been a couple of years that I've had this. Then we have An American Marriage, and that's by Tayari Jones. I've had this for about a year, so not too bad. And yeah, it's literary fiction. I've heard good things about it, and I need to get to it soon, hopefully. Then I have Isabel Allende's The House of Spirits. On the Rory Gilmore list, so I want to try and prioritise this by the end of the year to help me get through that list. And yes, it's a translated fiction. Then we have Where the Rainbow Ends by Cecilia Hearn. I believe this is romance. I read P.S. I Love You by her. I enjoyed it. I've had this for years. I believe this is a little bit of mixed media, like, well, messaging and stuff. And I think it'll be a really quick read to get through. Annoying thing is, look at the size of that paperback. Like, does that not just annoy you? Anyway. Let's stop speaking so much. Then you can see I have Jojo Moyes, It's Still Me. I've read the first two in this, so I need to read the third one, but it's been a couple of years since I read the other one, so I might do a reread of those first before reading this. This is the annoying thing about series, is that if you don't read them quite quickly, you forget what's actually happened. Then I then have Anna Karenina. I should read this year because this is one of the 10 classics I want to read this year. Again, another classic on my 10 classics to read this year is Don Quixote by Cervantes, so I need to get to this by the end of the year. Then we have another big one, and that is Stephen King's It. It's a chunky book, so I'm going to have to divide this up, have a real think about how I'm going to read it, and yes, I do want to read more Kings, and this may be October. Maybe we'll read this in October. Then I have a couple of Ian rankings. As you can see here, I have like a little collection of them. Well, it might not be too clear, so I do enjoy them, and these are the Spectre Rebus novels. So I have The Hanging Garden and I have Dead Souls to read. It has been a year since I've picked up any of them, so I mean, I should be able to just pick it up and read it. It'll be fine. Then, where do we go? Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, one of the 10 classics I want to read this year. So it will be read this year. Should be. Then I have The Songs of Manuel Escobar by Carlos Alba. This is on my September TBR, so it should be done by the end of September. And we would have reduced the TBR, which is great. Then I have Barack Obama's Dreams from My Father, which is like his first biography book, so I need to get to that. I'd like to read the second one as well. Don't own that, so that's not on this TBR. And then we have Room by Emma Donoghue. I recently got this from a charity shop as a hardback, and yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. Then we have The Lovely Bones, and it is by Alice Sewald. Again, charity shop find on the Rory Gilmore list, so I want to try and get to that this year so we can actually achieve that goal of 20 books. Then we have The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and I just recently purchased this, so it's a new addition to this, and it's in my recent book haul, so go and watch it if you want to hear me speak about it. Then we have The Red Queen, and it's by Victoria Aveyard, and yeah, recent edition this summer, charity shop book find. Then we have The Other Hand, and that is by Chris Cleave. And I really don't know too much about this. I have had this for years. Like, this is one of the books I brought down from Scotland. I mean, I don't even know. When did I buy this? Like, if I had a receipt, I think the date would have been rubbed off of this. Let me just... So, potentially 13 years? 12, 13 years, because just noticed that the number in there is 1 and it says 2008, so yeah, let's not think about that. Then I have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, who is a BookTube favourite, seen this all over Book Talk and Bookstagram and everything, so yeah, looking forward to picking that up. Recent edition, charity bookshop find. You can see why my my TBR is so big, because those charity shop books, when they're 50p, 70p, £1, who can resist them, honestly? Again, these are some recent additions from the summer, so the +1 Pact, it's a romance. I then have Eleanor Ferrante's The Lying Life of Adults, in my recent book Come Book Shopping With Me video, and the next few are as well. A Persephone classic, The Blank Wall by Elizabeth Sanix Holding. Then we have the second book in the series, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe. Looking forward to that piece of translated fiction. And then we have Cujo by Stephen King, and that is the last King on this TBR. Okay, so what I did is I put all of those ones back on the shelves, and I brought down the other ones that are unread, so let's start this again. So The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. It's a murder mystery of retirees investigating a murder. Then have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Murder mystery. YA murder mystery. Sounds really fun. Charity shop book find as well. Another charity shop book find, The Family Upstairs, Lisa Jewell. It is a thriller set in London. We then have Such a Fun Age, and that's by Kylie Reid. Literary fiction, and I really want to hope to get to this one soon. We then have Beloved by Toni Morrison. Again, a charity book shop find. Those charity shop books are getting me. Also on the Rory Gilmore list, so I want to try and get to this by the end of the year. Then I have Kintu, and this I found in an independent bookshop where they sell books for £3. Haven't seen anyone speak about this. Quite often with that bookshop I find some real gems of books, so I am really looking forward to reading this. It's set in Uganda, which I've never read a book set in Uganda, so yes, I'm trying to expand where the authors come from and where books are set, written by people from those places. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah? I think so. Then we have A White Teeth by Zadie Smith. Again, this has been on my TBR for, several years. Let's not talk about it. Then I have a box of stories books, which I did unbox on my channel a few months ago. I won a prize. So we have All the Beautiful Lies, and this is by Peter Swanson. Just to mention, it was a crime thriller mystery book, so these are all thrillers. I then also got David Jackson's A Tapping at My Door. Also, both of those are like really big paperbacks, which annoy me. Playing Dead by Julia Heburn. Playing Dead, again, a box of stories. And the last box of stories is The Travellers by Chris Pavone, which is like some sort of like spy thriller, which I have never really read those, so I'm interested, but it's heavy. It feels really heavy. Yeah, it's like 630 pages, that's why. Then we have Agatha Christie's Murder in Orient Express. Murder mystery, don't think I need to say anything about it. Looking forward to picking it up. Then we have Paulo Coelho's The Zahir. As you can see, in case you don't know, The Alchemist is my favourite book. I have a collection in various different languages, but I've never read any of his other books, so I've had this for about a year. Charity shop book find, and yeah, I really need to get to it soon. I then have The Refugees. This is a short story collection about Vietnamese Americans. It's on my August TBR. I'm filming this in August, so I have not yet failed. We then have another Works 3 for 5 deal. As you can see, I really need to get rid of these stickers. Yeah, I'm not going to peel this, but it's Vengeance in Venice by Philip Gwynne Jones, and I believe this is a thriller, I think. Then we have some Inspector Bano books by Andrea Calmeri. So this one has the first three, Shape of Water, The Terracotta Dog, and The Snack Thief. And then this is Excursion to Tindardi. I have watched the series. I really like watching it. It's set in Sicily. If you've not watched Inspector Montalbano and you're in the UK, it's on BBC iPlayer. But I really want to read the book, so that's why I have these. And then we have the Sanatorium, and this is on my September TBR, so this should be done by the end of September. Thriller, isolated setting. We love an isolated thriller, and yes, set in a sanatorium. And there is one more, I know. This one is The Windsor, not by S.J. Bennett. As you can see, I currently have a bookmark on this, but I'm going to be going away. I don't know if I'm going to take this with me. I don't want to rush through it. I am enjoying it. I am going to read it, so I might have to push this to September. But it was on my August TBR, so I've maybe failed my August TBR. I do have other unread books, but they are in Spanish and Italian, and I'm not including them in this. 51 books is enough without me trying to add those to it. And that is it. That's all of my unread TBR. Have you read any of these? Are there any you think I should prioritise? And yeah, what's your unread TBR, physical TBR number? And do you think I should do this with my Kindle, considering I'm obsessed with Kindle 99p deals. Maybe I'll do it. But yeah, let me know, comment, like, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!